Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're doing a deep dive into Tommy Newberry's Success is Not an Accident. It's a fantastic book that presents, well, a really practical and structured approach to achieving success.
I agree, and I think what sets it apart is the focus on actionable principle, going beyond just the motivational fluff you often see. It's like a real blueprint for success.
And it's not just us who think so, right? The endorsements from big names in personal development like J. Rex Fuqua and Brian Tracy really speak to the book's credibility.
Definitely, and their praise really highlights that this approach isn't just theory, it actually helps people achieve tangible results.
So Newberry's main argument is that success isn't about luck or some kind of mystical force. It's about aligning your choices with the outcomes you want.
Right, it's this empower and shift in thinking. We become active creators of our success, not just passively hoping for the best.
Exactly. And one of the stories that illustrates this so well is about Orel Hershiser, that legendary baseball pitcher. He set this seemingly impossible goal and actually reached it through sheer commitment.
Hirsch's journey, with all the setbacks and triumphs, it just perfectly shows what Newberry's saying. It's about taking action, not waiting for luck to strike.
And speaking of reaching our full potential, Newberry talks about this really intriguing concept of genius. But it's not about IQ or anything like that. It's about focusing on our unique strengths.
It's really about honing in on those inherent talents we have and using them to live a more fulfilling and impactful life. I love that.
Me too. And get this, there are these studies from Yale and Harvard that show people with written goals are far more likely to experience financial success. It's pretty wild.
The research is pretty clear. The act of writing down goals seems to solidify our commitment to them, and our chances of achieving them increase significantly.
It makes you think, right? So let's talk about Newberry's definitions of success and mediocrity. He believes that true success isn't just about personal gain. It's about using your achievements to make a positive impact on others.
I like that perspective. It elevates the whole idea of success beyond just material wealth or personal ambition.
And it's like what Truett Cathy, the founder of Chick-fil-A, said about focusing on master, mate, and mission. It's about prioritizing those core aspects of life.
It really highlights this need for a holistic approach to success, considering the spiritual, the relational, and the vocational parts of our lives.
I know some people feel like pursuing success might conflict with their faith, but Newberry actually suggests that biblical principles, like those in the Sermon on the Mount, support genuine success.
It's an interesting perspective. It challenges this common misconception that faith and ambition are at odds.
He uses a really clever analogy about a dartboard. If you throw darts in a dark room, you might hit the bullseye by chance. But if you turn on the lights, practice, and get some coaching, you're far more likely to hit your target accurately and quickly.
Right, so it's not just about blindly throwing yourself at something. It's about focused effort and having a clear goal in mind. Makes sense.
Absolutely. Now let's dive into that story about Orel Hershiser. From a young age, he knew he wanted to play Major League Baseball, but he wasn't exactly a star in Little League.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He had his share of obstacles. He actually got cut from his high school baseball team twice, and was even ineligible to play in college because of academics.
Wow, that's rough.
But instead of letting those setbacks define him, he used them as motivation. He worked harder, honed his skills, and eventually earned a spot with the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Talk about perseverance. It shows you the power of really believing in yourself and not giving up on your dreams.
Totally. And it didn't stop there. He kept setting new goals, always pushing himself further. He even broke Don Drysdale's record for consecutive scoreless innings, which seemed unbeatable at the time.
It's like he was always looking for the next challenge, never settling. That's incredible.
Newberry makes this bold statement: success is not an accident and it's not based on luck. He wants us to look at other highly successful people like Tiger Woods or Bill Gates. They weren't just lucky, were they?
No, I don't think so. When you look closely at their stories, you see a lot of dedication, a lot of hard work, and smart choices. Luck might play a small part, but it's definitely not the main ingredient.
Now let's talk about Newberry's unique take on genius. He doesn't equate it with a high IQ, right? For him, it's about focusing on your specific strengths and ignoring everything else.
I find that really interesting. It's about identifying what we're truly good at and devoting our energy to those areas.
And he believes that by doing that, we can achieve a level of fulfillment and impact that wouldn't be possible otherwise. It's about finding your true calling.
Right. It's about tapping into our authentic selves and aligning our actions with our natural abilities.
Now, to help us discover our own genius, Newberry provides 7 clues. He suggests we think about our passions, the areas where we learn quickly and remember things easily, and those activities where we experience flow.
Those are great starting points. It's all about self-awareness, isn't it? Paying attention to those moments where we feel truly engaged and energized.
He also talks about the importance of intuition, that feeling that we're meant for something more, and even mentions something called the wing it factor, where we achieve unexpected success with little effort.
Those are fascinating insights. By recognizing these patterns in our own lives, we can start to uncover our own areas of strength and potential.
Now, Newberry is a big believer in crafting a personal mission statement. He sees it as a guiding light, a way to articulate our purpose and align our goals with that purpose.
A mission statement can be a powerful tool. It helps to clarify our values and what we truly want to accomplish in life.
And he even provides a helpful outline for creating one. He suggests we think about our desired qualities, the actions we want to take, the responsibilities we want to embrace, and summarize our philosophy of life and success.
That's very practical advice. It provides a structure for this sometimes daunting task of defining our mission.
So remember those studies about written goals we talked about earlier?
Yeah.
Well, Newberry dives deeper into the power of writing down goals, citing statistics from Yale and Harvard that show a strong link between written goals and financial success.
It's compelling evidence that taking the time to articulate our goals in writing makes a significant difference in our ability to achieve them.
He outlines all characteristics of really effective goals. He stresses they should be written, stated in the present tense, positive, and time-bound.
Right, and they should also be challenging yet attainable, specific, and measurable, align with our mission, and thoughtfully planned.
It's a comprehensive approach to goal setting. And then he actually walks us through a goal-setting workshop, which I found super helpful.
I like that he makes it actionable.
He guides us through brainstorming our dreams, setting 3-year and 90-day goals, identifying milestones, and then formulating action plans.
It takes the guesswork out of goal setting, giving you a clear roadmap to follow.
And he reminds us that this isn't a one-time thing, right? It's about constantly refining and adapting our approach, aligning our actions with our evolving goals.
So it's about being flexible and embracing a growth mindset, recognizing that our goals may change over time, and that's okay.
Now let's talk about time management. Newberry talks about vital time, using time intentionally to move towards our goals. He believes there's always enough time to accomplish what God has planned for us.
I love that idea. It's empowering to think that even with our busy lives, we can make significant progress if we prioritize our time effectively.
And he provides all these practical, rapid-fire time-saver tips.
Oh, yeah, those are great.
Like creating a dedicated workspace, prepping multiple sets of keys so you don't waste time searching for them, and communicating the cost of wasted time to colleagues.
He also talks about the benefits of waking up early, grouping errands together, surrounding yourself with time-conscious people, and setting specific time locks for calls and emails. It's all about efficiency.
One of my favorites is The Power of 15. He challenges us to find just 15 extra minutes each day to work on something important. Think about how much you could accomplish in a year if you did that consistently.
Small changes can really add up over time. It's a great reminder that we don't need massive chunks of time to make progress.
And he talks about the importance of organization and delegation, knowing when and how to delegate tasks effectively. That can free up so much time.
Absolutely. It's about recognizing our limitations and leveraging the strengths of others.
He stresses the importance of controlling interruptions, whether it's our phones, surprise visitors, or even well-meaning colleagues. He even says if we don't control our phones, they will control us, and that can really limit what we achieve.
I think we've all experienced that. It's so easy to get sidetracked by notifications and distractions.
He even offers some fun tips for handling unexpected drop-ins, like standing up as if you're about to leave, meeting people in the reception area, or asking them to help you with a simple task.
It's a lighthearted way to set boundaries and gently steer people back on track.
Now here's a thought-provoking exercise. He wants us to figure out the dollar value of our time by dividing our annual income by the number of hours we work each year.
It's a great way to put things in perspective and understand the true value of our time.
It helps us make smarter choices about how we spend our time and realize the opportunity cost of every activity.
It's eye-opening.
Now let's shift gears and talk about self-talk. Newberry believes that our thoughts ultimately shape our reality. He even says, whatever we direct our minds to contemplate will eventually manifest in our lives.
It's a powerful concept. Our thoughts are not just fleeting things. They have a tangible impact on our actions and outcomes.
To prove his point, he shares the story of Scott Adams, the creator of Dilbert. Adams used affirmations and visualization to achieve his goal of becoming a successful cartoonist.
I love that story. It shows that we can literally change our reality by changing our thoughts and beliefs.
It's inspiring, right? But he didn't just sit around daydreaming. He took action. He reached out to experts, fought advice, and kept submitting his work even when he faced rejection.
So it's not just about positive thinking. It's about combining that positive mindset with concrete actions to achieve results.
Newberry defines self-talk as those conversations we have with ourselves, silently or out loud. And he says every thought either moves us towards or away from our goals.
It's a reminder that our thoughts are not neutral. They carry weight, influencing our actions and ultimately our outcomes.
He explains that beliefs are formed through repetition. becoming deeply ingrained in our subconscious minds.
It makes sense. We tend to believe what we tell ourselves repeatedly.
He defines a belief as basically a set of subconscious thoughts that represent our truth about a situation. And he makes this interesting observation that even when our beliefs are limiting or no longer serve us, we tend to hold on to them.
It's like we're wired to protect our existing beliefs, even if they're not beneficial.
Right. He says we make choices that support those beliefs, we selectively pay attention to information that confirms them, and we even distort evidence to fit our preconceived notions.
It's a fascinating look at how our minds work and how our beliefs can sometimes hold us back.
Now, Newberry outlines 7 mental principles that are key to effective self-talk.
Okay.
Autosuggestion, repetition, subconscious activity, emotions, the present tense, dominant thoughts, and relaxation.
Those are interesting principles.
They help us understand how to leverage our mental processes to achieve our goals. He stresses that the subconscious mind doesn't distinguish between truth and fantasy. It accepts what we tell it, especially when those messages are repeated.
So if we feed ourselves negative self-talk, our subconscious is going to believe it, and it will manifest it in our lives.
Exactly. He also emphasizes the role of emotions, saying that the more feeling we put into our self-talk, the more quickly it influences our subconscious.
Our emotions can be powerful drivers of change.
And here's an important point. Our self-talk should always be in the present tense.
Why is that?
The subconscious mind doesn't understand the past or future. It only recognizes the present. So when we frame our self-talk in the present tense, we're aligning our thoughts with the reality we want to create.
It's like programming our minds for success.
He also makes this statement, dominant thoughts create dominant results. In other words, the thoughts we focus on the most have the biggest impact on our lives.
It makes you really think about where you're directing your mental energy.
And finally, he emphasizes the importance of relaxation when we're practicing self-talk. Our subconscious is most receptive to positive messages when we're in a relaxed state.
Makes sense. When we're stressed or anxious, it's harder to absorb new ideas and reprogram our thinking.
So to put these principles into practice, Newberry suggests using affirmations, visualizing success, rewriting our goals, and even creating a personalized self-talk audio recording.
I've tried some of these techniques myself, and they can be really effective. It's about finding what works best for you and being consistent with it.
He explains that written self-talk, where you physically write and rewrite your goals and affirmations, can help align your subconscious with your conscious desires.
I think the act of writing reinforces the message and makes it more real in our minds.
And then he suggests creating a personalized self-talk audio recording using present tense, first-person statements, and even repeating the cycle as if someone else is affirming you.
It's like giving yourself positive pep talks throughout the day.
He ends this section with a powerful reminder, at this very moment, you are changing. Nobody stays the same for any length of time. You are continually changing in the specific direction that your thoughts and goals lead you.
It's a call to take responsibility for our thoughts and recognize the power we have to shape our own destinies.
All right, let's move on to visualization. Newberry believes it's a powerful tool for achieving goals. He even has that famous saying, whatever you can conceive and believe, you can achieve.
Visualization is about creating a mental picture of our desired outcome, right?
Exactly. It's about engaging our senses, feeling the emotions associated with achieving our goals, and creating a blueprint for our future.
And the more vividly we can imagine it, the more powerful it becomes.
He emphasizes that visualization is a skill that anyone can learn. Some people might find it easier than others, but with practice, we can all get better at it.
That's good to know. It means even if we don't consider ourselves naturally visual people, we can still harness the power of this technique.
To enhance our visualizations, Newberry outlines 6 key elements: clarity, frequency, detail, duration, emotion, and perspective.
Okay, break those down for me.
Clarity means having a clear mental picture of what we want. Frequency refers to how often we visualize. Detail involves incorporating specific details into our visualizations. Duration is about holding the visualization for an extended period. Emotion is about feeling the emotions associated with achieving our goals. And perspective refers to whether we see ourselves through our own eyes or view ourselves as an observer.
Those are important considerations. By paying attention to these elements, we can make our visualizations much more powerful and effective.
He really emphasizes the importance of emotion, saying, the more emotional intensity you can generate while picturing your goals, the faster new mental commands are accepted by your subconscious mind.
It makes sense. Our emotions play a huge role in motivating us to take action and shaping our beliefs.
To make visualization more tangible, Newberry suggests creating a written visualization script. He even suggests using visual triggers like surrounding ourselves with images and objects that represent our goals to constantly remind us of what we're working towards.
It's like creating a visual representation of our dreams and goals.
Right, he suggests making a goal map with pictures, headlines, affirmations, and inspiring visuals. And he also recommends creating a future scrapbook filled with images, quotes, and mementos that symbolize the future we want.
I love that idea. It's like creating a tangible representation of our future selves and the life we want to live.
Okay, so let's talk about maintaining high energy for success. Newberry stresses that if we neglect our health, it can derail our progress towards our goals.
I think we underestimate how much our physical and mental health affects our ability to achieve our goals.
He presents 7 keys to high energy: setting a lifespan goal, staying positive, managing stress, exercising effectively, eating for energy, sleeping for success, and making time for rest and rejuvenation.
Those are all crucial elements of a healthy and fulfilling life. They create a foundation for success in all areas.
He starts by emphasizing the importance of a lifespan goal. He says the length of our lives is directly connected to the quality of our choices.
So it's not just about living a long life, it's about living a healthy and vibrant one.
And then he talks about nurturing a positive attitude, what he calls staying up or ultra-positive. He reminds us that challenging times reveal our true level of positivity.
It's easy to be positive when things are going well, but it takes real strength and resilience to maintain a positive outlook when faced with adversity.
He offers a ton of strategies for cultivating a positive attitude, like making a conscious decision to stay positive, surrounding ourselves with positive influences, focusing on gratitude, and starting and ending each day with positive affirmations.
Those are all great tips. It's about being proactive and intentional about cultivating a positive mindset.
Next, he talks about stress management. He warns that stress, both mental and physical, can slowly drain our energy, our immune systems, and our enthusiasm.
Chronic stress can have a devastating impact on our well-being. It affects everything.
He suggests several techniques for managing stress, such as taking mental vacations, practicing deep breathing, simplifying our lives, focusing on one task at a time, and setting clear boundaries.
Those are all valuable tools for reducing stress and creating a more peaceful and productive life.
Okay, so let's move on to exercise. Newberry breaks down effective exercise into 3 components: aerobic exercise, strength training, and stretching.
Regular exercise is essential for both physical and mental health. It boosts energy levels, reduces stress, and improves our overall mood.
He recommends aiming for 46 days of aerobic exercise per week, 2 to 3 days of strength training, and regular stretching.
It's a well-rounded approach that benefits the whole body.
He also provides tips for making our workouts more enjoyable and effective. He suggests working out when our energy levels are highest, listening to upbeat music, changing up our routines, staying hydrated, and even incorporating mental exercises into our physical workouts.
Those are great ways to stay motivated and engaged.
Now let's talk about nutrition. Newberry emphasizes the importance of food choices, saying that what we eat has a major impact on our energy levels throughout the day.
Our diet plays a crucial role in how we feel, both physically and mentally.
He outlines 7 steps to high-energy nutrition:
I'm all ears.
planning our meals, opting for low-fat or non-fat foods whatever possible, eating balanced meals and snacks, loading up on fruits and vegetables, limiting sugar, salt, and refined white flour, drinking plenty of water, and taking a good multivitamin.
That's a comprehensive approach to healthy eating.
He emphasizes the importance of stable blood sugar levels, which means getting enough protein, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates.
It's all about giving our bodies the fuel they need to function optimally.
He also stresses the value of fiber-rich fruits and vegetables, recommending at least 7 servings a day, spread throughout our meals, snacks, and even shakes.
Fruits and vegetables are packed with nutrients that support our overall health and well-being.
And he warns against overconsumption of what he calls the 3 white poisons, which are sugar, salt, and refined white flour.
Yeah, those can really wreak havoc on our health and energy levels.
Of course, hydration is key too. He suggests drinking half our body weight in ounces of water every day.
Water is essential for countless bodily functions, and staying hydrated can have a noticeable impact on our energy levels.
Now let's talk about sleep. Newberry believes that quality sleep is fundamental to achieving success.
I completely agree. Sleep is so often neglected, but it's critical for our physical and mental recovery.
He offers some practical tips for getting better sleep.
Like what?
Waking up at the same time each day, avoiding caffeine and alcohol before bed, making sure your bedroom is a relaxing environment, establishing a calming bedtime routine, preparing your to-do list in advance, hiding the clock, and finding your ideal sleeping temperature.
Those are great tips. It's all about creating a conducive environment for sleep and establishing healthy habits.
He also talks about the importance of eating for deep sleep, suggesting that we avoid large meals close to bedtime.
What we eat can definitely affect our sleep quality.
And lastly, he talks about rest and rejuvenation. He stresses that besides getting enough sleep, we need to give our minds adequate time to recharge. He says optimal creativity and productivity require mental rest.
It's so true. We often push ourselves to the limit without giving ourselves proper breaks, and that can lead to burnout.
He has some great suggestions for replenishing our mental energy.
Tell me why.
He says we should take frequent stress breaks throughout the day, maybe 5 minutes every hour, and he advocates for dedicating one day a week to activities that bring us joy and rejuvenation.
I like that idea. It's about prioritizing our well-being and making time for things that make us feel good.
He also recommends taking a 4-day vacation every quarter and a full 2-week vacation each year to truly unplug and recharge. And he highlights the benefits of decluttering, both at home and at work.
A clutter-free environment can do wonders for our mental clarity and peace of mind.
Absolutely. And who doesn't love a good massage? He recommends incorporating massage into our routine for stress relief and relaxation.
Massage can be incredibly therapeutic, both physically and mentally.
And finally, he reminds us to rediscover the simple pleasures in life. Spending quality time with loved ones, connecting with nature, pursuing hobbies, or simply enjoying quiet reflection.
It's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of life and forget to appreciate the simple things that bring us joy.
Exactly. So that wraps up part 1 of our deep dive into Success is Not an Accident. We've covered a lot of ground, from defining success and identifying our strengths, to setting goals, managing time, and harnessing the power of our thoughts.
It's been a fascinating discussion. I'm already thinking about how I can apply some of these principles to my own life.
In the afterword, Newberry reinforces this idea that success is a choice, reminding us that we have the power to shape our own lives.
It's about taking ownership. We're not just passive bystanders, we're active creators of our own destinies.
He reiterates that success doesn't just happen, it's a direct result of the choices we make each and every day.
So, if we want a different outcome, we need to make different choices.
He encourages us to reflect on those 7 key lessons we've been talking about and really ask ourselves if we've truly internalized these principles.
It's one thing to understand something intellectually, but it's another to actually live it, to let those principles guide our actions.
Right. And he asks us some pretty tough questions, like, do I truly grasp the connection between my choices and where I am in life today? Do I believe God wants me to thrive? Have I even thought about how the world could be different because of my life?
Wow, those are profound questions. It's like he's challenging us to examine our beliefs and our motivations at a deeper level.
He reminds us that the journey toward success starts now, not tomorrow. Our future doesn't just magically get better overnight.
I think a lot of us fall into that trap of thinking, oh, I'll start making changes tomorrow. But tomorrow never comes, does it?
He says unhappy people often dwell on what they'll do tomorrow. That mindset won't get us anywhere. He reminds us that tomorrow changes today.
It's a call to action, to stop procrastinating and start making choices that align with the future we want.
And he reminds us that this is an ongoing process. It's not about reaching a certain point and then coasting.
Right, it's about constant growth and evolution, setting new goals and expanding our vision of what's possible.
To keep us accountable, Newberry offers a checklist to evaluate our progress in each of the 7 key areas we've been discussing.
I like that. It gives us a tangible way to track our progress and identify areas where we might need to focus our efforts.
He also provides a ton of thought triggers. These are basically thought-provoking questions designed to spark ideas and inspire action. They touch on various aspects of life, like spirituality, relationships, finances, health, career, personal development, and even leisure.
Those sound really helpful. It's about prompting us to think deeply about what we truly value and what we want to create in our lives.
And for those who want a more structured approach, he introduces the 1% Club Super Focus. It's a quarterly workshop where participants come together to work on achieving breakthroughs in their personal and professional lives.
So it's about creating a supportive community and providing accountability, which can be really powerful.
He stresses that peak performance isn't just about attending a motivational seminar. It's about surrounding ourselves with the right people, the right ideas, the right tools, and the right encouragement.
It's about creating an ecosystem that supports our growth and success.
He also mentions a program called Virtual Coach, where individuals can receive personalized coaching to help them apply the principles from the book.
I think about kind of personalized support can be invaluable. It's about getting guidance tailored to our specific needs and goals.
Now, Newberry emphasizes that while this system works, it requires commitment.
Of course.
The most crucial element isn't the specific system itself, but our decision to follow through consistently, day after day. He says the difference between average and extraordinary is often just a handful of well-considered choices executed with unwavering commitment. Everything counts.
So it's not about finding the magic formula. It's about taking consistent action and being dedicated to the process.
And he reminds us that faith plays a big role.
How so?
He says success begins and ends with God, and that God is always committed to our well-being.
I find that really comforting. It's about trusting that we're supported and guided on our journey.
He concludes with a message of hope and encouragement, saying it's never too late to turn things around. It doesn't matter how old or young we are, we can always make changes and start living a life that truly matters. He believes in us.
It's never too late to start pursuing our dreams.
To further inspire us, he shares stories of real people who have transformed their lives by applying the principles in the book.
I love reading those kinds of stories. They make it feel so much more real and attainable.
These individuals come from all walks of life, but they share a common thread:
What's that?
a commitment to personal growth, a willingness to embrace change, and a belief in their ability to create a better future. And they've accomplished incredible things.
Like what?
They've doubled their incomes, started successful businesses, strengthened their relationships, overcome health challenges, found their passions, and made a real difference in the world.
It's amazing to see how these principles can be applied to so many different areas of life.
Newberry wraps up this section by reminding us that these people aren't special or unique. He says, the truth is that these people are no different from you. They simply decided at some point that a better life was possible. They decided that success was not an option. It was a necessity.
It's a powerful reminder that we all have the potential for greatness within us. It's a matter of making that decision and committing to the journey.
Newberry's book is a goldmine of practical advice, inspiring stories, and thought-provoking questions. It's a guide for anyone seeking to live a more purposeful, fulfilling, and successful life.
It's a book that can truly change your life if you're willing to put in the effort.
Now, as we wrap up our deep dive into Success is Not an Accident, I want to leave you with 10 key takeaways that really resonated with me.
I'd love to hear them.
Okay, so first and foremost, success is a choice. It's not about luck or circumstance. It's about making conscious decisions and taking aligned action.
It's about taking responsibility for our own lives and our own outcomes.
Second, God wants us to succeed, and He wants us to use our talents and achievements to benefit others.
I love that perspective. It elevates the whole concept of success and gives it a deeper meaning.
Third, finding and nurturing our unique strengths, our genius, allows us to work from a place of authenticity and power.
It's about recognizing our inherent talents and using them to make a unique contribution to the world.
Fourth, written goals are essential. They provide clarity, focus, and accountability, helping us stay on track as we pursue our dreams.
Written goals make our aspirations more concrete and actionable.
Fifth, managing our time wisely is crucial. We need to prioritize our tasks and minimize distractions if we want to make meaningful progress toward our goals.
Time is our most valuable resource, and it's important to treat it as such.
Sixth, mastering our self-talk is essential. What we tell ourselves shapes our belief and influences our actions.
Our thoughts have the power to create our reality.
Seventh, visualization is a powerful tool for achieving our goals. It allows us to mentally rehearse success and program our minds for achievement.
Visualization can create a powerful blueprint for our future.
Eighth, high energy is vital for success. We need to take care of our physical and mental health to sustain our efforts and pursue our goals with enthusiasm.
A healthy body and mind create a solid foundation for everything else we want to achieve.
Ninth, a lifespan goal provides a framework for making choices that support our health and longevity, ensuring we have ample time to pursue our dreams.
It's about thinking long-term and making choices that align with our desired future.
And finally, rest and rejuvenation are essential. We need to give our minds and bodies time to recharge, preventing burnout and maintaining creativity over the long haul.
It's about prioritizing our well-being and creating a sustainable approach to success.
These 10 principles provide a solid foundation for building a fulfilling and impactful life.
They offer a roadmap for navigating the journey towards our dreams.
And as Newberry reminds us, it all starts with a decision. A decision to believe in ourselves, to embrace our potential, and to take action towards creating the life we envision.
Success is not the passive pursuit. It's a conscious choice we make each and every day.
As we close out this deep dive, I'd like to leave you with a final thought. What's one small step you can take today that will move you closer to your bigger aspirations?
It's a great question to ponder. Even the smallest step can create momentum and set us on the path towards achieving our dreams.
Thanks for joining us on this journey.
It's been a pleasure exploring these powerful principles with you.
Until next time, keep striving, keep growing, and keep believing in your ability to create a life you love.
And remember, success is not an accident. It's a choice, a journey, and a destination we create.
So we're diving back into those 10 takeaways from Tommy Newberry's Success is Not an Accident. They're pretty foundational.
They are. It's a lot to process, so it helps to condense it down.
Definitely. Okay, number one, success is a choice. Simple as that. It's not about luck. It's about deciding what we want and then aligning our actions.
Taking ownership, right?
Exactly. Takeaway number two, Newberry's really strong on this idea that God wants us to succeed. And not just for our own benefit, but to use those achievements to help others.
I love that. It's about using our success to make a positive impact.
Number three, that genius concept we talked about, identifying and really honing in on our unique strengths helps us operate authentically and powerfully.
It's about finding what makes us come alive and then pouring our energy into those areas.
Written goals are key. That's number four, clarity, focus, accountability. They all stem from having our goals written down. It's like a roadmap for success.
It's about making those aspirations tangible.
Number five, managing our time. We've got to prioritize. We've got to minimize distractions. That's how we actually make progress.
Time is precious. We need to be intentional about how we spend it.
Number six, mastering our self-talk. It's so crucial because what we tell ourselves, it shapes our beliefs, and those beliefs drive our actions.
Our thoughts literally create our reality.
Number seven, visualization. It's a powerful tool. Mentally rehearsing success, feeling those emotions, it programs our minds for achievement.
It's about creating that blueprint for our future.
High energy. That's number eight. Taking care of our physical and mental well-being, it gives us the fuel we need to keep going, to stay enthusiastic.
Health is the foundation. Without it, everything else suffers.
Takeaway number nine, that lifespan goal. Setting that intention helps us make choices that support our health and longevity, so we have the time to chase those big dreams.
It's about living a long and vibrant life, not just a long one.
And finally, number 10, rest and rejuvenation. We can't pour from an empty cup. We've got to give ourselves time to recharge and prevent burnout.
It's about finding that balance between striving for our goals and taking care of ourselves.
Those 10 takeaways, those principles, they're a really solid framework for creating a life full of meaning, purpose, and achievement.
I think so too. It's a roadmap for personal and professional fulfillment.
And remember what Newberry says, it all starts with a choice. Believing in ourselves, seeing that potential, and then taking that first step.
We have the power to create the life we want.
We've reached the end of our deep dive into success is not an accident. It's been a pleasure exploring these concepts with you.
I've enjoyed it immensely.
Until next time, keep striving, keep growing, and remember, success is not an accident. It's a choice we make, a journey we embark on, and a destination we create.